If there's something Tesla's been able to do besides give the future of electric vehicles a much-needed shot in the arm, it's the way Tesla's been able to blur the lines between automotive and tech news. So, let's talk about how the $35,000 Tesla Model 3 may change the future of Tesla. It seems like years have gone by since Elon Musk first announced a $35,000 Tesla Model 3. And it has been a few years. The Tesla Model 3 was announced in late 2015 and then unveiled in early 2016. And as we're all too well aware, it's been plagued by logistics and production issues ever since. Not to mention Musk's own legal Twitter troubles. Turns out, even with billions of dollars, running a car company is extremely difficult. On a side note, as many of my subscribers and radio show listeners here in Houston might know, I own a DeLorean DMC-12 and can't help but remember the troubles that DMC faced. Even with far less money, all those decades ago. Oh, that makes me feel so old. Just a little history geekiness. But back to the Model 3 and the future of Tesla. Now, to date, Tesla has only released a handful of models to the public thus far. The first Roadster in 2008, the Model S in 2012, the Model X in 2015, and owners took first delivery of the Tesla Model 3 in 2017. Now, depending on your argument and how you look at it, that Tesla Model 3 is the most important model to date. You can absolutely make an argument in this case for the Halo cars. In 2008, the Roadster not only put Tesla on the map and showed the future of what EVs could be, but that they could be sexy and handle well and desirable.
The Model X and the Model S demonstrated once again that electric cars could carry your family, be sexy and desirable, and even lay waste to exotic fire-breathing supercars.
Awesome. But again, these are the Halo cars. They can cost 6 figures. Easy. To use another manufacturer as an example, Audi builds and sells a handful of R8s so they can establish the brand hype and recognition to sell entire shiploads, I said shiploads, of A3s and A4s. But thus far, Tesla has not had any models available to the common man. Until just recently. Despite the Tesla Model 3's promise of $35,000, the only way to actually get a Tesla Model 3 was to option it out to make it cost several, even tens of thousands of dollars more. This is why a $35,000 Model 3 is going to be the most important Tesla model to date. For an automaker to become mainstream and compete with the entire auto industry, they have to produce and sell vehicles for the common man. Volkswagen can't build Bugatti Chirons and Veyrons without selling Jettas. The Model 3 is Tesla's Jetta. This is the critical turning point for Tesla, and it can't come soon enough. So as of recording, the average cost of a car in the United States of America is $37,000. So a $35,000 Tesla Model 3 comes in a couple grand below average. And most importantly, puts EVs within reach of the middle class. Tesla must sell hundreds of thousands of Model 3s, and relatively soon at that. Analysts and anybody who hasn't been living under a rock agrees that EVs are unarguably the future. The market is ripe, bulging at the seams, and ready to burst. More critically, there are absolute monsters on the horizon, and they're ready to harvest. So, while Tesla has undeniably made major strides in pushing the EV ball forward, huge global manufacturers like Ford and Volkswagen, Chevrolet, Mercedes, BMW, Chrysler, etc. are poised, gearing up, and ready to devour the EV market segment. Tesla has no choice but to get those $35,000 Model 3s to market or suffer dearly under the crushing strides of titans. Volkswagen Audi Group says that by 2025, 1/3 of all new Audi models will be electric vehicles. Volkswagen is bringing EVs to market next year in 2020. And Volkswagen is investing almost $1 billion in its Tennessee factory to produce electric vehicles right in our backyard. That's not even counting what the other Leviathans like Ford and Chevy are up to, because they've already been up to something. The Volt, the Bolt, I could go on. Nissan Leaf, and others. I know the Volt doesn't really count. I know the Volt isn't full electric. Elon Musk is not a fool. He sees the writing on the wall with brilliant clarity. It's not even writing. It's all the neon in Vegas. Now, I don't honestly expect the $35,000 Tesla Model 3 to make Tesla the king of the hill. There is honestly just no way. After the giants show up, and they will, and they are, the purpose of the Tesla Model 3 will be to keep Tesla viable in the market, to cling to and hopefully increase market share before and hopefully after the impending onslaught of market competition. It's kind of strange in a way to think about that Tesla is the one who jump-started that market in the first place. Now, this market competition is great for consumers and therefore the planet. This competition is what makes affordable, high-quality electric transportation available and within reach of the common man. Not just the rich elite who can afford the luxury of skipping the gas pump. The $35,000 Tesla Model 3 is just one step closer to a $10,000 electric Toyota. And I, for one, am all in on our EV future. My next daily driver is going to be electric. 99% of our driving is just commuting anyways. So bring on the EVs. Just don't take away our classic fire breathers. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't want your money. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. If you'd like to help me out, I'd be honored if you just even consider subscribing, because I know and appreciate that you don't have to. And don't worry about the bell icon if you don't want. Just stop by every now and then if there's something that interests you. I've also got the podcast if you'd like to consider subscribing to that as well as the social media and all that, of course. Geek Therapy Radio also airs here on KPRC 950 AM in Houston, but you can't subscribe to the broadcast radio. Anyways, the link to all that stuff is below. And other than that, take care, everyone. Embrace your inner geek, and I'll see you next time.